Welcome to the Effortless Swimming podcast. This is episode number 173. And my guest today is someone who's been in our stroke analysis membership for about the last 12 months. Chung, welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, appreciate to be here.
I asked you to come onto the podcast to share your story and your improvement over the last 12 months because you've had a pretty significant gain, and you're already starting from quite a good pace, I think, with your swimming. But really over the last, I'd say maybe 4 months, that you've really started to bring your times down and bring your speed up. So I wanted to ask you a couple of questions around what it was that you have changed in order to do it, because I think it's a really interesting way for people to see how someone like yourself can make such a big improvement. So in terms of where you started, when you first joined, I don't know if you sort of remember where you were about a year ago in terms of your paces and those sorts of things. I've had to look back in the membership to find it, to see where you're at. But do you remember where you were about 12 months ago?
Well, my time 12 months ago, I think we can check it this way, is that I checked my 400 meters. This is actually a bit more than 7 minutes. That was my time. And now it's somewhere like last time I talked to you is like 6 minutes and 4 seconds. So I improved basically a whole minute for my 400 meters.
Yeah, and that's equivalent to about 15 seconds per 100, which is a big improvement. And I know one of the sets that you would do on a regular basis is the 6-200s. And this is a set that I really like as well. But so 6-200s with about 30 seconds rest in between. I think in August, your last time you posted was about 3 minutes 22 for each of those. And I think the recent one before I made a note was down to 3:07s for that set, which again is, there you go, it's 15 seconds for 200 there. But just a really big gain. And when you first started the membership, did you know what was some of the flaws in your stroke and where you could improve?
Well, actually, I had no idea. To be honest, I've loved swimming for my entire life. But, before the past 2 decades, because I actually live in different country, I just lost swimming at all. It just, in the last year, I started picking it up back. And the original motivation is just to lose weight. Simple like that. But then I ask myself, if swimming is just for losing weight, I will lose the motivation real soon. So when I changed the approach, I said, hey, I start thinking about losing weight. I start to think about how to improve my swimming so I can keep motivated myself and keep doing it. And apparently it's working because, I lost basically more than 50 grams in last year. So that's also part of it, to motivate it on myself, is build on each other so that I can swim faster. I have more motivation to lose weight. And, then it sort of work out.
Yeah, so they go hand in hand, isn't it? Like the fitter you get, the faster you get, it obviously helps with building muscle and losing weight. And I think you're exactly right with the motivation side of it. Like there's only, I find it hard to get motivated to just try and lose weight. For me, there's got to be something else behind it. There's got to be something driving me to lose weight or to get fitter, like whether that's an event or whether that's just wanting to get quicker or improve in something. There's got to be something else behind it, I find. And it sounds like you found that thing for you was just trying to better your times. Because I remember when you first joined, you said like weight loss is really number one, and you just want to sort of better style and technique. But you've really, it seems as though you've changed that in the last maybe 6 months, 9 months since you joined.
Yeah, now only thing I care about is my threshold workout time. And actually, last weekend I checked again in my short course pool. And actually swimming time is in average is lower than 3 minutes already. It's 2 minutes and 58 seconds. I was very proud of myself.
Yeah, geez, that's great. That's it's awesome. It's such a good improvement. And I want to go into what it is that you changed, and looking back at your original video compared to where you're at now. And we might be able to sort of show people those differences. The first video that you sent, the way I'd explain your stroke was it wasn't sloppy, like it was quite smooth, but it wasn't well balanced. There was quite a bit of over rotation happening. It was quite a slow cadence, and the arms in the catch in the pool, they were coming under the body a lot and just not very effective or efficient compared to now, where like your balance is much better, your stroke rate is up. We've talked about a purposeful kick as well. It's changed in a lot of ways, but the way I'd sum it up is your stroke has really tightened up. It's become a lot more like just all heading in the right direction, whereas before it was just kind of a little bit like lazy in a way, I guess, compared to how it looks now. How would you describe it?
Oh yeah. So actually before, well, here is the thing. I never had a coach like ever before. So it's the first time like somebody really like showing me or coaching me how to swim. So at the beginning, actually, I didn't even know what to expect. So I just sort of like try and see how it works. And so, and when I see my video, okay, actually, to be honest, every time when I saw my video, I don't really see what's wrong is going on with me. And every time after your analysis, it's sort of like I still have a lot to improve. The only thing I know is I'm slow, but I don't know what to do. And what you said, actually, while watching the video, everything makes sense. And I just try to work on it. But the thing is that I didn't know what to expect. So I just try to take like a leap of faith. I just do it and see how it works. I think it's working. It's working. And my best experience, the experience that make me really have a big impression about this coaching is my shoulder pain, because I didn't need to have shoulder pain before, and like half a year ago or probably longer, I had the first shoulder pain. That's my first time in my life had that. So I was a bit panicked because 2 decades ago, I tried to train myself swimming. I stopped after a year. It's exactly because of the same reason, the shoulder pain. And nobody coached me. I didn't know what to do. And you tell me, I still remember that you tell me that my problem is during the recovery. You asked me to recover like a bit wider instead of just go higher. And it helps a lot. And also you show me some workout, and I somehow crawl through the shoulder pain pace, and I can keep training. That's the part that actually, impressed me more than just, all these drills to make me faster, because that's really the key thing to make me able to move forward, to move further. And for this balance thing, well, to be honest, it took me a real long time. I need to be very patient with myself, and thanks for your patience with me. And I need to try many stuff to do this fine-tuning thing here. And for the balance, the first thing you showed me is that you put a pool boy between my ankles. That I never tried before. I was struggling. There was no fun. But after that, I could really feel that. I can feel that. You point me a drill. If I suffer, that means that you probably picking the right drill. And so I just took a leap of faith. I just tried to do that, and it started improving. And there's a big improving part is the kicking. I hate myself kicking. My kicking is always slow me down. And I love the workout when I'm having a pool ball between my legs, because I can just forget about my stupid legs and I can swim better. But now I think the important drill you show me is front kick. The thing, this sounds like a silly thing, but all drills look silly, but it works. So I swim better now. I feel more confident, and you call it purposeful. I don't feel that, but I feel better with my kicks now, and now I don't have to have this pool ball between my legs to boost my self-esteem. Before that, I need that to remind myself that I can still swim. Now, I'm very comfortable when swim with my kicking. That's a very big difference for me.
And we saw in your videos prior to you improving your kick that the legs particularly on your breathing stroke, it would really kick out wide and splay and increase your drag. And I could see it when you send in a video. Every time you took a breath, it was kind of like your whole body just slowed down, and then it sped up, and it slowed down, and it sped up. And we wanted to try and keep that momentum going. And so the way that we're able to do it is just by like doing drills with the pull buoy between the ankles to keep the kick really small and tight. And we've worked on a number of other things as well. And now if you look at your kick, if we're looking at you swimming towards the camera, we don't really see your feet at all. Whereas before we saw the feet and the legs come outwards. And so if you're thinking from a drag perspective, it's like, wow, there's so much less drag happening there. So it's no wonder that the speed's increased as well. One of the things I like about like what you have done throughout the last couple of months is you've pushed me to, you've asked good questions about after you've got an analysis back. So, I'll do an analysis and I'll say, this is what we want to focus on. And then you'll dig a little bit deeper on some of those things to ask, why is this the case and so on. And it's good, that not necessarily, it's not pushback, but it's like you're wanting to know more about some of those things that I've suggested. And it's good because it makes me think as well. It's like, and it makes me question, I need to be certain of the advice that I'm giving. So I think that's been really good on your behalf as well, is that it's not just one way, it's back and forth. And it seems as though, especially in the last 4 or 5 months where you've really improved, it seems as though that's helped a lot, because one of the things that we worked on was increasing your stroke rate a bit from where it was. And what have you done to improve your stroke rate and to increase it a little bit, and to do that where you're comfortable with a faster stroke rate?
Okay, yeah. Before that, I want to answer this back and forth question thing. Is that, when we're kids, for swimming, it's a lot easier. You just follow what coach does, you just do it. But for adult swimming, I don't think that'll work. At least that doesn't work for me. And by the way, I'm a nerd. So everything I have to go back to physics. And I feel much more comfortable about it. And swimming, I think it's all about physics. So that's why I need to understand the physics behind it. And that will help me to convince myself better that I have to do that, and also help me to convince me better so I know how to do it. Because if you go back to books, that's what I know. So that's the reason that I have to, dig a bit deeper. So to help me actually understand better for myself, or for the reasoning why you do that. For the stroke rate, stroke rate is actually a big thing. I never thought about a stroke rate until you pointed out to me. You said that, I did like 40 strokes per minute. You said that that's very, very slow. I never thought about it, and I started to work on it. The first thing you asked me to do is that you asked me to do this Finnish tempo trainer. And that, I never seen that ever, and that works out. So you just have this bib in your cap that forces you to do that. And in the beginning, again, I was just surviving. I was dying. I think I probably remember I sent you a message saying that, Brendan, I can't breathe. But that I was wrong. After practice, I feel more comfortable about it already. And also together with the drills, only the training is not enough. You also send me the drills. I have to do that before the main set. That also works out, and that also makes me more comfortable about the faster stroke rate. And actually, you said something that really you make me think, is that it's like you're riding a bike and you just change your gear. And that's right. When you have a slower mode, doesn't mean you are easier actually, because you have a larger gear. Actually, you put bigger pressure on your body to push forward. But you have a faster stroke rate. Actually, somehow it's not, I won't say it's easy, but not as painful as it looks. It gets better. And the second part of it, I would say, is the speed workout. Originally, you gave me 3 types of workout, like aerobic and the threshold and the speed. And I hate threshold workout. I don't think anybody does. But that really the one pushes me. This 200 times 6. I'm still doing that. So every time I do that, I just have to like talk to myself like, Chung, you can do it. Chung, you can do it. Chung, you can do it before you do the workout. But actually, honestly, I didn't really do speed workout. Well, I just confess, I didn't really do that. So, and after like quite a few months ago, you emphasized again to me, you sent me this speed workout for me. I say, okay, again, Chung, you have to do it. And I think it's well paid off. Because there's another thing I didn't think about. Also, you mentioned it in one of your videos is that, your threshold speed is just a percentage of your top speed. So it means that if I can't push my top speed faster, there's no way I can push my threshold speed faster. So when I did that, that was also my first time to do that. Instead of like feeling this struggling, I feel very, very satisfying actually. After this speed workout, I feel real good. And and that's probably just because you put a very long interval for me. I think you were very nice to me that you put a very long interval so I have time to catch my breath. And actually, I feel good about like sprinting. So I love this workout. The only thing, this workout takes longer, and then that means I only do that a weekend. So I only do this workout once per week. But it's really nice. I feel good about it, and afterwards, I also feel more confident because this I think is also about mindset. Before the mindset, you just have to you have to set up a speed. And you get cold feet about if you can finish that. So you automatically lower yourself in your mind. But after this speed workout, I'm confident actually I can keep this pace longer. So I just do it and I made it. So yeah, there are the two parts really, I would say, change my swimming, also my mindset.
Yeah, that's great feedback. I think with those threshold workouts, I have a similar perspective. Is when you go to the pool, you're going, oh, all right, this is going to hurt. It's going to hurt, and you've got whatever it might be, 20, 30 minutes of a bit of pain ahead of you. But it's so good for your fitness, those threshold workouts, and we saw that with your improvement in your times there. And then with the speed workouts, from my experience, most people who I've spoken to and coached, at least when they have first joined me, most people don't take enough rest in their speed workouts. They're on short intervals, so they don't actually get to recover, and so they're going faster than they normally would, but they're not going fast enough. It might be at 90% of their capable speed, when if they gave themselves a little bit more rest to get the heart rate down and they can reset, they can really go at maximum speed and maximum effort with enough rest. So yes, it takes longer and you don't get as much done. And so I think that's often the thing that people look at and they go, oh, I don't really want to do that speed workout because I might only get a kilometer done in 25 minutes or whatever it might be, and I could get a kilometer and a half done. So it's about changing the mindset with that as well. But one of the other benefits I think of speed workouts too is when you're swimming at those fast speeds, you get a good sense of what's slowing you down. Like you're obviously swimming quicker, and so you've got the drag is higher because those faster speeds, and so you become aware of where things might be falling out of place and creating more drag. So I think it's very good for that also, because I think when you first joined, your workouts were 40, 45 minutes or so, and it was mostly a bit of a warm up and then just swimming straight for 20 minutes. Is that correct?
Yeah. So I didn't really have a plan when every time I did workout for the lunchtime. And you set up this plan for me. I think now another thing is that I think a planned workout is very important, especially you have a different workout. Because I also sometimes I met people in swimming. Most of the people, swimming is not really a big thing in Taiwan, so you don't really meet people with a coach, and that's a very big difference. That I have a different workout, and I swim different workout every day, and I think that helps a lot. Also, it helps in quite different aspects for me. It looks pretty much the same for people, you know, not swimming, but for me, it really makes a lot of difference. That you have a planned workout and you need to, for me, I need to put a lot of discipline to myself. Like today, Chung, when you do this, because I'm the, well, you are not really looking over my shoulder, right? So I'm also part of a coach of myself. So I need to be disciplinary for myself. And I need to be really persistent, like, you know, because this is thing is really the progress. I don't know, for me, it's very slow. And sometimes you don't have progress like at all. For example, I think I also expressed some frustration to you like half a year ago, is that I have like 4 or 5 months without any improvement, practically no improvement. But I still did pretty much the same workout like I'm doing now. I feel really frustrated, and I didn't know what to do. And now this is the mindset start to kick in. You know, you need to have this persistence, and you also need a lot of patience for yourself. Like you keep doing that, a day you're gonna see a difference. Well, I didn't know that, and yeah, I still kept doing that. And by the time I try to swim different strokes, like backstroke or breaststroke, so that to help myself feel still motivated and positive about swimming. And after like 5 months, and suddenly, okay, Brenton, you probably can tell more about it. I have no idea what's going on with me, but I'm better.
Yeah, well, I think it's great that you stuck at it, and obviously you've seen the results of it. And it's as a coach, I've worked with so many people over the years that for me as a coach, it's hard to pick when people will have that improvement. Some people it happens straight away. You know, they'll come to a clinic and they'll improve within the next week. And then you'll have people who are similar to yourself. It might be like 5 months, 6 months down the track, and then they're seeing the results. So you just can't pick it. But that's why I try to work with people on a more long-term basis, like who are willing to stick with it. And they're not just doing swimming for the next year and they're done. I like people who are willing to stick with it, because then we get those results whenever that tends to happen. And yeah, it's great that it all finally clicked for you. And it's such a difference in terms of your very first video compared to now. Like it hardly looks like the same swimmer in a way. Looks like someone who's swum for a much longer period of time. So congratulations on where you've gotten to, and I'm excited for what's to come. I don't think you're finished with where you can get to. I think there's still a lot more that we can do there, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that entails in the next 6 to 12 months.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, appreciate that, and thank you for the interview. That also motivates myself.
Yeah, it's thanks for sharing your story, because I know when I've had previous members on, I've got a lot of great feedback from people who have listened to it, and for them, they've, I think, got a bit more belief about that they can become better swimmers when they hear that other people have done things like you have. So it's I think it's great that you're able to share it. So thanks very much, and looking forward to working with you in the future.
Same here. Thanks.